Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to look at the difference between leading and managing. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 10th year of the Leadership Japan series. And I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story. Dale Carnegie, Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book in Japanese is Zaegyo. That's also available on Amazon. We are broadcasting around the world from Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan, and trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrases. Remember, these are casual conversation Japanese phrases. We would never necessarily use some of these with clients. Today's phrase is naruhodo, naruhodo, which means, I see, I get it. Okay, I see, naruhodo, naruhodo, naruhodo. I see, right, naruhodo, naruhodo, naruhodo. This is episode number 474, and we are talking about leaders, not just managers, please. Over the last 6 months, we have been getting a steady stream of inquiry for leadership training. COVID-induced working from home situations has revealed the gaps in the leadership abilities of people who are managers. The two roles are actually different, but usually companies conflate them to expect their managers to also be leading. Did they give them any training to make this leap? No. Yet they complain about their leaders are only managers and are not doing a good enough job. There have also been cases where people have been elevated into supervisory roles or leadership roles from the ranks. Not only no training, there has been little or no OJT, or the on-the-job training, which has been the core of all corporate training in Japan since the start of the post-war period. Onboarding and on-the-job training have been impacted by COVID because people are working from home. Managers are focused on processes. There are various interlocking processes within modern work which require one piece of work to be done on time in order for the related segment of the task to start. Managers are keeping an eye on deadlines to make sure things are in tandem and working smoothly. There are also costs to be monitored, and managers are closely watching the budget expenditure to make sure projects and work do not blow up the budget allocations. Quality work, too, is an obvious one for managers to focus on. Rework is expensive in time terms and often in money terms, too. For many managers, this is enough to keep them super busy already without having to add on top additional leadership responsibilities. Japan is a no-defect work culture, so managers are keen to be recognized as people who make sure there are no problems and no issues in their section. That means a forensic investigation of the processes under their supervision. Leadership is really about two additional tasks: developing people and setting the strategy. In most cases, the broader strategy will be set by the most senior people at the very top of the pyramid, but for each division and section, there is a need to interpret that strategy at the coalface level. This is the leader's job for those further down the food chain. How can they adapt the broader corporate strategy to the piece of the machinery of the organization which they control. How to get their people fully on board with a broader strategy, and then the micro strategy piece whose implementation they control. Often in organizations, there are framed versions of the vision, mission, and values protected behind glass and sitting there becoming dust catchers. Nobody can remember them, let alone live them. That is, unless the leader makes them come alive. Rico de Blanc opened the Ritz-Carlton hotels in Osaka and Tokyo. He passed away a few years ago, quite young, so a great loss. I remember I attended a talk he gave for a Chamber of Commerce in Osaka about the Ritz-Carlton's 12 Principles of Customer Service. I was so impressed that a few years later I had him come and give that talk to my colleagues at the Shinsei Retail Bank and convince my boss to send me to Washington, D.C. to attend the Ritz's training center. Find out more when we come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Today's show is being brought to you by, on the 5th of August, we're doing our Winning with Relationship Selling course. Now, key word there is relationship, right? So this means we teach people how to become the trusted advisor for the buyer. Key relationship there. Trusted advisor, not just the typical salesperson they meet, but a trusted advisor who is here to help them make sure their business wins in the marketplace and they succeed in their job. That is what a trusted advisor does. So we go right through. We understand how to establish the trust. We learn how to understand the client needs. We learn how to deal with any objections that come up. We learn how to ask for the order. Everything is there. All the structures you'll ever need. Fantastic coaching. Unbelievably good coaching in this program. On the 24th of August, we're doing the Dale Carnegie program, our flagship program. This is the one. This is the one. It's like one of those basic building blocks in business. This is the one you need to get done. And it's great because it's really working on your communication skills, your leadership skills, your people management skills, human relation skills, working on coming out of your comfort zone, and also additionally works on how to control your stress. Because you know what? When your stress is raging, your communication suffers, your people skills suffer, your leadership skills suffer. And, generally you're going down and you're going backwards. So this course is something that gives you the wherewithal to overcome these issues around stress and, worry that you've got plaguing you. Excellent program. On the 30th of August, we're doing high impact presentations, another genius program. This is another building block you got to have. This is the one about persuasion power. This is how to get it. This is 2 days, 2 instructors, everything videoed, massive coaching, phenomenal program. This is a no critique environment. There is no criticism in this program. There is only positive reinforcement. You will never be embarrassed. You will only be supported. You will feel this is a psychologically safe environment for me. The people here, including my colleagues in class, are here to help me. We're all winning together. Phenomenal culture in this program. Phenomenal results from this program. Unbelievable results. You come in on morning 1. You go out evening day 2. You are changed. You are changed. People will immediately recognize the difference. And that difference is you are now professional and persuasive. On the 6th of September, we're doing our Confident English program. This is for Japanese staff members. You've got tons of them. They supposedly are working in your company because they speak English. However, when it gets to the meetings with colleagues overseas or with the VIPs in town, they remain very, very silent. They go quiet. They actually disappear. They drift into the woodwork of the table. They blend into the wall. They sink so deep and low in their seat, they are no longer visible to those in attendance because they are terrified of speaking in English and making a mistake and making a laughing stock of themselves amongst their Japanese colleagues who will realize their English is crap. So, best solution for that is say nothing, and no amount of Eikaiwa English conversation courses are going to pry them forth and let them speak up and speak out and be there in the room and have presence. They are just going to be the wallflower on the wall. Unless they do our program, Confident English, because we change and we fix all of that. Our website is www.dale, D-A-L-E hyphen Carnegie, C-A-R-N-E-G-I-E .co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 for you there at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, as well as my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premiere business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays we have Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. When I returned, I adapted those ideas to create a similar set of customer service principles for the retail banking business at Shinsei. The secret sauce from Ritz-Carlton was that they made these principles the centerpiece of their culture, and every day, in every location around the world, every shift would start the day by reviewing the same principle of that day. In this way, they made the ideas come alive, and that is what we are doing every morning in our organization. We have what we call the Daily Dale, and we go through the vision, mission, values, and the principle of that day from the Dale Carnegie Human Relations and Stress Management Principles. We make these ideas come alive so that our team can remember them in order to be able to live them. The other task of the leader is developing people. This means making the time to coach people. Busy managers and leaders are challenged in this regard. Technology has not given us more time, but it has given us more work to get done. One of the casualties is coaching of staff. If we look at the diaries of those in leadership positions and you extract the giving of commands to subordinates, the amount of time spent in real coaching will be captured in nanoseconds. The remote work environment just adds to the complexity such that there is very little actual coaching going on in Japan these days. Well, that is certainly what our clients are complaining to us about, at least. Maybe your organization is different, a veritable paragon of boss coaching of subordinates heaven. But somehow I doubt it. Boss communication skills are another challenge. Finding out what motivates subordinates and then communicating with them along those lines is not easy. It takes time to understand what their changing needs are, and it requires excellent persuasion skills on the part of the boss to communicate that the organization's objectives and their objectives are in alignment. Motivating others is a misnomer because we cannot motivate anybody but ourselves. What we need to do, though, is build a culture and environment where people are able to motivate themselves to do good work. The leader has to manage the processes, set the strategy, and build the people. If that is only happening in your rival's shop and not in yours, then long term, your organization will lose. The whole war for talent in Japan makes this people part even more important and urgent. Expect to see staff deserting middle managers and only staying with middle-level leaders. There is a world of difference, as we have seen, between the two. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Take what you found valuable, immediately put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. Be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.